Hey, welcome back to Right on the Money, the show that features financial advisors, insurance professionals, and fiduciaries who discuss financial topics that empower you to take control of your finances. Now, our guest today, Tommy Mai, president of Tommy Mai Financial. We've been talking about a variety of topics today. We've gotten to know Tommy. We've also talked about estate planning, and now we're going to discuss a topic that affects everybody, and that is how taxes can affect your retirement planning. So, Tommy, are you saying that taxes affect everybody?
Yes. Well, first of all, just want to say thank you for having me here, Dennis. And taxes is so important. Everyone files taxes, but not everyone prepare for taxes.
No, they certainly don't. Now, speaking of preparing for taxes, I would say a fair statement would be that there's one person at this table that knows how to prepare taxes.
That's one of the very important services that we provide for our clients. We want to make sure that they will have to be, they'll be able to take every single deduction out there that's allowed by the IRS.
Mm-hmm. You know what? We as Americans, we want to pay our fair share, but we sure as heck don't want to pay more than our share.
Exactly. You still be a patriot. You still love your country, but just don't pay more than what you have to pay.
That's right. So tell me a little bit about how taxes can affect planning for retirement. What are the things we need to be watching out for? What are the things that Tommy Mai Financial does to help your clients?
What we look into is how you're paying taxes for the present as well as how you'll be paying for the future. And there's a lot of different strategies out there that most people don't utilize. What we can do for our clients is to take a look at their previous year's returns, see their current situation, and assess how much they have to pay at the minimum level of taxes that's required. And there are a lot of strategies. One of the strategies that we use is pretty much income shifting for employers, for clients who have business or who are landlords. Or there's another strategy that most people don't utilize is called a backdoor Roth IRA, and it's really powerful. As you probably know, a Roth IRA has a certain limitation. You know, if your income level is above a certain threshold, then you don't qualify. And those people are the ones that really need to have a Roth IRA for their retirement in order to have a tax-free retirement.
That is a fantastic service to be able to provide, because I know that personally, I've done my own taxes in the past, and I'm sure that I've made mistakes. So being able to have someone who does tax preparation look over what I'm doing to see, gosh, maybe I should. After this, I'm going to go get my taxes, and we'll sit down and you can look them over.
Yeah, tax planning is very important. Most people don't realize what they are leaving on the table.
So when it comes to retirement planning, so not only are you looking at their taxes now to see what maybe things they could be doing better.
Yes.
Taking what's the fair deductions, the correct deductions, making sure they're not making errors, but then you're taking that look, and you're looking out into what's going to happen after someone passes. Yeah,
so taxes in the future, because in the future we have no idea what our government will tax. In the history of income tax, we're actually at a very, very low levels. So
really?
There are a lot of different ways where we can take advantage of that, the low income tax threshold.
So Tommy, earlier we mentioned, it's a term, I know it's an industry term and a lot of folks aren't familiar with it. We said backdoor Roth IRA. Let's go back into that just a little bit. What is that? What does that mean?
Well, let's backtrack just a little bit more.
Okay.
Because usually there's only 3 different ways for us to retire without paying taxes on the retirement income that's coming in. The first would be with muni bonds. But the interest rate on muni bonds is way too low, so let's not even talk about it. The second is life insurance. Life insurance with cash value accumulation, but that in itself is a different topic. And the third one would be a Roth IRA. And Roth IRA are usually established by people with a lower income. As for the high income earners, what they need is a Roth IRA. That is backdoor. Basically, what we're doing is we're using a traditional, non-deductible, non-Roth contribution, which basically means you don't get to do any tax deduction for the year that you put that money in.
Okay.
But the moment when you have that traditional, non-Roth, non-deductible contribution in the IRA, you can actually convert it over to a Roth, and that is allowed by the IRS. And once you have a Roth IRA or IRA, every single dollar in that, the principal and the interest that it will earn, will be completely tax-free by the time you retire.
Okay, so you have a way when you work with clients, especially the high-income wage earners that can't make a contribution because they're too high on the threshold, but you've got a way for them to take advantage
Yes.
Of getting into a Roth IRA.
That's exactly the people that really need to use a strategy for their future, for their retirement, without paying a lot of taxes.
So Tommy, I've got a great question for you because we just finished up, it's late spring here in Kansas, so everyone's just finished their taxes. And most of us are going to stop thinking about our taxes until April 15th of next year. So how often should I be thinking about my taxes?
Everything you do every day might help you to reduce taxes. So it's very important that you actually have to plan your taxes in advance, way in advance.
How often do you see clients and people that aren't clients yet? How often do you see folks that are taking that level of approach to their taxes?
None of the clients that I see will have that approach or that mentality. That's why it's very important for people like us to inject that mentality and help them and guide them throughout the whole year to be able to pay less taxes next April.
I can really see why, again, the more I get to know you, the more I see why clients trust you because you bring a whole array of services and you're looking out for things that people never even thought of before.
I guess people are really good at making money, but they just are not thinking about how to save as much money as possible from the IRS.
So tell me a little bit more about, so we've got the tax preparation that you're doing for today, but let's talk about some strategies for tomorrow, with the estate planning, with retirement. What about some other strategies? What other things are you implementing?
It really depends on the clients that I'm talking to. But if they're business owners, or maybe they just are landlords, or just have very, very small businesses, then what they should really look into is establishing their own defined benefit, defined contribution plan, because that go a long way in terms of paying less taxes every year.
Now, your practice, if I'm not mistaken, you work with a lot of small businesses.
Yes, we do. And we actually work with a plan administrator, with a pension company. Well, that pension company help our clients see the benefits of putting money away every single year. And all that money is pretty much pre-tax dollar.
I think that the service you provide and the ability, and we're going to dive into some more topics here, but we've talked about estate planning and we've talked about the importance of tax and trust. And so we're going to move on to the next topic. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, where you can get up-to-date financial news and insights from the top insurance and financial professionals in your area. Got to remind you, you can also watch full Right on the Money episodes at rightonthemoneyshow.com. Now, don't go anywhere, because coming up, we're going to discuss more important retirement income topics with our guest, Tommy Mai. And in fact, we're going to move into 401k plans for business owners.